Hello there. We have a mixed operations problem for you today. It's 14 minus 3 times 2 minus 5. All right, if you'd like to at this point, you can pause the video and come back and we will work this one out together. And I'm going to explain one of the most common incorrect answers and why it happens. All right, so first of all, hopefully you do remember the correct order of operations. There's basically 4 steps, not 6. If you're familiar with PEMDAS, which is just an acronym sometimes used in the US, other countries, it really just is a memorization tool for remembering number one, parentheses, number two, exponents. Now, number two, exponents are things like 5 to the second power, which is the same thing as 5 times 5, which equals 25. But that second step could also be represented by factorials. You may or may not be familiar with those. If you're in probability and statistics, factorials are very common. They're common in engineering. And also square roots. Basically, step two is anything that is shorthand for repeated multiplication. So your exponents, square roots, factorials. If you're familiar at all with BODMAS, which is used a lot in the UK, that's brackets, orders, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. It's the same thing as PEMDAS, really. There's no difference. Step three, multiplication and division, left to right. This is where a lot of people go wrong. Multiplication and division have equal precedence, and they're solved really just from left to right as you're solving. Now, in this problem, we just have multiplication. We're not worried about division, but I see a lot of people get confused because they memorize PEMDAS, and a lot of people falsely believe that multiplication is solved before division. That's not true. You just solve whichever one you run into going left to right, that's the first one you do. It's always been that way. Division is nothing more than multiplying by a reciprocal. Very same operation. Number four, addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction also have equal precedence. Subtraction is nothing more than adding a negative number. So there's really no difference there. And so there's really just these 4 steps. Now, where other people get confused is they think that you have to have all of the steps. You do not. A lot of people already in their head probably came up with 17. And we're going to talk about why 17 is wrong. And it always has been wrong. You've solved multiplication. Let's go back to this again. If I do not have parentheses and I do not have exponents, that doesn't mean you toss out the order of operations. Step number three, we have multiplication. So we solve multiplication next. So the next step is 3 times 2, which is 6. Then it's 14 minus 6 minus 5 equals 3. And what's happening is a lot of people are going blindly left to right. They're taking 14 minus 3 and getting 11, taking 11 times 2, getting 22, and then subtracting 5 from 22 and getting 17. That has always been wrong. 17 is an incorrect answer. All right, so let's go over that. The reason multiplication still has precedence over the subtraction here. I know a lot of people, and I've seen this online so many times, people would say, well, if you had brackets around the 3 times 2, or if you had parentheses around the 3 times 2, then you would solve it first. But we don't have any, so you just go left to right. That is not true. It's never been true. Multiplication is literally defined as repeated addition. Multiplication already has precedence over subtraction. And I do see that should have been a lowercase a for as. I got it. All right, I got it. But multiplication already has precedence. Multiplication is literally defined as repeated addition. And to prove my point, you can replace that multiplication with equivalent addition and still get the only correct answer of 3. Instead of writing this as 14 minus 3 times 2 minus 5, well, we do know what is 3 times 2? 3 times 2 is the same thing as adding 3 twice. That's all it is. It's repeated addition. So we can replace this 3 times 2 with 3 plus 3. It's the same thing. And guess what happens when I replace the 3 times 2 with 3 plus 3? Now, a lot of people are going to get confused here already. I have a negative sign in front of this because this negative sign affects, look up here, it affects the entire 3 times 2. So this negative sign affects both of these 3's. The answer still ends up being 3. And for the people who are confused about these parentheses, it's the same thing as if I would have written it out negative 3 times 2 is the same as minus 3 minus 3. There's no difference here. Now let me try to highlight that again because I know this is confusing a lot of people. This is the same as this. And so when you go through and you replace that, you still end up with the same answer of 3. Again, multiplication is repeated addition. Multiplication already has precedence. There's no parentheses needed. That's one of the biggest mythologies out there. I've seen so many people answer that wrong. And then, of course, you always get these sad arguments, too. But when I went to school in the 1970s, and you can replace 1970s with 1950s, 1940s, I mean, I've even seen people try to say 1980s. Basically, it's the excuse of choice. Whatever random, whatever decade you went to school and you need to make an excuse, people will say this kind of stuff. And it's never been 17. It's never been blindly left to right. And I know I keep bringing these things up in these, but it's just the truth. Nobody has ever been able to show me their textbook because no textbook exists. There's no mythical textbook that ever blindly taught left to right. Here's a 1922 textbook, okay? It says a parenthesis expresses the fact that the quantities within the parenthesis are to be taken as a group and to be treated as a single or individual quantity. And here in this example, 7 minus 2 plus 3 means that the sum of 2 and 3 is to be subtracted from 7. This gives a remainder of 2. So notice that we already ran into this in this example. And look how I explained it. When you have parentheses here, you would solve the 2 plus 3 first and get 5. Then it's 7 minus 5, which gives you 2. All right? Now, the same numbers without the parentheses, if this had been written 7 minus 2 plus 3, tells us that the 2 is to be subtracted from 7, and that 3 is to be added. The result is 8. You get different answers because parentheses change the order of operations. When you have parentheses around something, you have parentheses around a lower order operation, it changes the order of operations. But you have to keep in mind things like multiplication and division already have precedence. And guess what? Here it is, guys, in a 1922 textbook. Multiplication and division signs take precedence of addition and subtraction signs. The first two signs unite the numbers between which they are placed as if they were in a parenthesis. And I think this is what confuses people. People have it in their head that you have to have parentheses, but no, you don't. Multiplication and division already have precedence. And here's an example. 12 minus 10 divided by 2 indicates that the 10 is to be divided by 2 and the quotient is to be subtracted from 12. This gives 7 as the result. In like manner, 4 plus 6 times 3 indicates that 3 times 6 are to be added to 4, which gives 22. So notice here, you're solving 6 times 3 first. Multiplication has precedence over the addition. You don't add 4 plus 6, get 10, multiply 10 times 3 and get 30. Even here in a 1922 textbook, they clearly explain the answer is 22. But what they say, and this is where I think people get messed up, it says 6 times 3 act as if in a parenthesis. All right? They're not in a parenthesis because they don't have to be, because multiplication already has precedence. If you were to break this out, 6 times 3 is the same thing as adding 6 3 times. So instead of writing 4 plus 6 times 3, this could have been written 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. Guess what? That equals 22. It's the same thing. Here's a 1950s textbook, all right? And it's the same thing here. They've got examples. 5 plus 3 times 2. That equals 11. Why is that? Because the 3 times 2 is solved first and then added to 5. This is directly out of a 1950s textbook. And even in part of it, it's highlighted here. After you would solve things inside of parentheses, you perform the multiplications and divisions in order from left to right, and then finally do the additions and subtractions in order from left to right. So 1950s. You can even go to a 1913 textbook here. The fundamental the fundamental operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Indicated operations are to be performed in the following order. First, all multiplications and divisions in their order from left to right, then all additions and subtractions from left to right. So I'd say it's pretty clear between these books, 1922, 1950s, 1913. All right, so one of the other sad arguments people will have is that it says, my calculator said the answer is whatever. Well, in this case, not 5, but what people are going to claim is they're going to claim that their calculator told them the answer was 17. Again, that is false, all right? It's not 17. And I can tell you what's happening. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a video using a Windows calculator in standard mode and scientific mode, and hopefully you catch on why this is not right. All right, so this is the problem that people run into a lot. 14 minus 3 times 2 minus 5. I'm going to hit the equal sign, and I get 17. But notice that this calculator, this is on a Windows computer, it's in standard mode. And what I'm left with here is 22 minus 5, or 17. Now, this is incorrect because this type of calculator works in what's called immediate execution mode. As soon as I type a number here, 14 minus 3, all right? Now, as soon as I hit multiply, look what it did. It's already subtracted 3 from 14. It's working in immediate execution mode, meaning that if you're doing mixed operations problems on this type of an input mode calculator, you have to actually do the multiplication first. And I can show you the difference. If I switch the same calculator on a computer to scientific mode, it's now working also in what's called expression mode. Watch what happens. 14 minus 3 times 2 minus 5. And notice already, all I have to do is hit the equal sign, but it's typing in the entire expression and keeping it intact. This is what's called expression mode. It allows you to enter mixed operations problems like this that mix multiplication, division, addition, subtraction all together. I hit the equal sign, I get 3. And look, the entire expression is here. 14 minus 3 times 2 minus 5 equals 3. That's a huge difference between this type of a calculator and running it in standard mode. And it's also what people run into when they use their cheap dollar store calculators. A lot of people don't understand the difference in the different input methods of calculators. There's immediate execution mode and there's expression mode. You really need to know the difference. You need to understand your calculator because a lot of people are reinforcing incorrect answers.